I want to ask you what your reaction might be if you received a phone call from God. We have some viewers that live back in Reynoldsville, Pennsylvania, that sent us some songs, and one of the songs was Phone Call from God. It's actually a recitation, and in lieu of my devotional thought, we're going to play this Phone Call from God, and I want you to listen to it and think about what you would say if you received that phone call. So here is Rodney Joyner to do Phone Call from God.
Hi, phones are ringing. Would you get it for me? I'm trying to catch a nap. Well, I get it myself. Confounded every time something like this happens. I'm the one that's got to answer the phone. Hello? Hello? Yeah, this is me. Who's this? What? What do you mean, am I a Christian? I don't know. Who's they calling? You said heaven? Well, hello, Lord. Well, yes, sir, I'm a Christian. Yes, sir, I've been a Christian quite a while, I reckon. Oh, you hadn't heard from me in a while, so you thought you'd go ahead and call, huh? Well, now, you know, it was just last night, Lord. Me and the wife was watching old Johnny on the TV, and I said to my wife, I said, hon, as soon as old Johnny gets off that TV, we ought to get on our knees and talk with the Lord. And I wish to goodness we'd gone ahead and done it, but we didn't. No, sir. No, sir. Do I go to church? Yes, sir. I went to church this morning. Went over for morning preaching. Yes, sir. Oh, wonderful service. Sir, what did the preacher preach on? Well, Lord, you know that preacher. He preached on the platform. Sir, the message. Well, let me see now. It was Matthew, or maybe it was John. No, that was a couple of months ago. Well, Lord, you know, you kind of picked on a bad one here. My memory's been a failing me, and Lord, I just can't. Sir, did it go last Sunday? No, sir, I didn't go last Sunday. I went, sir. Oh, you know where I went, do you? Yes, sir. I caught 2 bass and 3 trout. Yes, sir. Yeah. What time did I get home from church? Well, it was about from fishing. You mean? Well, Lord, it was about 10:30. Yes, sir. It was a lot later than it had been if I'd have gone to church. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But what's that, sir? Do I go to Sunday school? No, sir. No, sir. I don't go to Sunday school neither. You know, I figure that Sunday school is just for kids, and there ain't no use of us grown-ups going, because, you know, and besides, I love to watch them TV preachers. Yes, sir. Yeah, oh, I just love that Kathleen Kunzelman down there at that church, and Lord, that Oral Rogers down there at that college. Yes, sir, and I love praying with old Tex Humboldt. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, and I try to catch Willie and Billy out there in Washington, too, on their program. Yes, sir, but as soon as they're off that TV, Lord, I mosey on over to morning preaching. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, and what's that, sir? You're asking me if I'm a good steward? And by that you mean giving money to the church and everything? Well, yes, sir, Lord, I'm a real good steward. Yes, sir. Well, Lord, I gave $58 to that church last year. Yes, sir. What? Well, that's a little over $1 a week, Lord. You don't think I know what being a good steward means too well, huh? Well, what? 10% of everything I own belongs to you? Oh, well, Lord, you know, I'd give that 10%, but, you know, we're in a recession down here. Yeah, and things are about to turn into a depression for me, and there's things on top of things that need fixing, and, Lord, you know my wife. Yes, sir. Well, last week she went and fell and broke her bottom blade. And we have to get that fixed. And then there's that new pickup truck that I just bought. And Lord, if I don't pay for that thing, they'll come and take it back. I say, if I don't start giving my tithes, I ain't going to need that pickup truck down there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's clear. I understand. Yes, perfectly. Yes, sir. Well, I'll try to start doing better. Yes, sir. What's that, sir? Influence around my kids. Well, Lord, I'm a good influence around my kids. I'm glad you asked about that. Yes, sir. Lord, nothing is ever said and done around this house that couldn't be done in front of my kids. Yes, what's, sir? What did I say when I got my thumb caught in the car door? Oh, you heard about that too, did you? Well, Lord, you know, I was standing there and this car door come out of nowhere and my thumb was in that and it hurt like a dickens and Lord, you know, I said, well, never mind what I said, Lord. But, sir, giving the praise. Well, yes, sir, Lord, I know about giving the praise. Yes, sir. Well, it was just the other day I was helping the wife clean the house, and I picked up the Bible, and it fell open to that Thessalonians over there. And, Lord, in there it said about giving you the praise. But, Lord, you know, it's just a little hard to give the praise when you got your thumb caught in the car door. Yes, sir. What's that, sir? Do I take an active part in the church? Oh, yes, sir, I do. Why, Lord, anytime anything happens around that church that isn't supposed to be, I'm the first one to jump all over that preacher. Yes, sir. Though that ain't the way you do it, huh? Well, Lord, that's the way most of them do it. Oh, this is a person-to-person call. Yes, sir, I understand. Yes, sir. Well, do I love the preacher? Yes, sir, I love that preacher. But, Lord, he's the preachingest dude I ever seen. Yes, sir, and he's saving them sinners to beat the band. If he's such a good preacher, then maybe I should be doing more of what he says. Well, Lord, I thought I was doing most everything he said already. What's that, Lord? If I'm doing most everything he said, he must not say much. Well, Lord, maybe you should have called him instead of me. That was just a thought, Lord. Yes, sir. Uh-huh. What's that, sir? Oh, you got to go now. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad you called, and you call me anytime, you hear? All right, and Lord, I know you must have loved us dearly, giving your son to die on the cross and all, and I know, Lord, that this is one of them few countries that we're free to worship you anytime we want, and Lord, I'm going to start trying to do better. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I am, and Lord, you know you can depend on me. You know how dependable I am. Yes, sir. Yeah, well, you have a nice day now, all right? All right, bye-bye. Hello? Hello, operator? Yeah, hon, I need you to check for me there. I got this call a couple of minutes ago, and I want you to check on your papers there, hon, and see if it was a collect call or not. Yeah, I'll wait. Boy, I knew he had that book, but I didn't know he had all them things in there. I'll tell you, hello? And it wasn't a collect call. Well, okay, and I thank you much now. You have a nice day, hon, you hear? All right, bye-bye. What's that, dear? It was on the phone. Never mind, I don't even think you know the feller. But I'll tell you what, the next time the phone rings, you can get it, because I think you needed that a lot more than I did. What's that? Was it the wrong number? No, it wasn't the wrong number. Believe you me, he had my number. In fact, I think he got a lot of folks' numbers.
Thanks, Rodney, for that phone call from God. Like you said, he did a great job doing that, didn't he?
He did a great job doing that, and I think that would be a shock to anyone to receive a phone call from God.
Yeah, especially if you don't know if it's collect or not, right?
Yes.